Says an error occurred. Please try again later. Hello, Abstract Motivation and Buck. I'm just going to call you Buck. I can't see my stream. Apparently there's some kind of technical difficulty, but I'm really glad that you've joined me this afternoon. It's been a really productive week for art and creativity in my world. I started... Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, the sunflowers, thank you. I started a new painting. It's another of the series of Mary Magdalene paintings. And it's really big. It's 3 by 4 feet, a full body portrait of Mary Magdalene, and I'm really excited. Hi, Beer Klaus. Thanks for coming. Yeah, I got it working. Apparently I'm streaming. I can't see it, but that's okay. I don't need to see myself. It makes me nervous anyway. But yeah, so those are the things that, or starting with the first thing that I wanted to share about the new Mary Magdalene painting. I'm really excited with how it's starting. I took a lot of time to get my sketch just perfect and proceeded really carefully getting the eyes and the face exactly how I want them before I start painting the rest of this 3 by 4 foot canvas. So really excited about that. Okay, Beer Klaus, thanks for stopping by anyway though. Appreciate it. But and thank you all for coming, Papua and the rest of you. So yeah, the Mary Magdalene painting. I had gone out last week, and I think I shared in a few various places online some reference photos, but I had printed some out just to do sketches of and get really good at in black and white so I could draw them in ink. Yeah, I've found a way to stream again. I knew it wasn't impossible. I just wasn't sure how to do it. Stuff I've been doing. Oh, I planted the sunflower garden last week, and I've been diligently watering my dirt. I don't think anything has come up yet, but it's just a matter of time. So I'll be sharing the garden as it comes up. The not so exciting part, while it's the seedlings are just emerging and everything, it's exciting for me. It's probably kind of boring to look at, but we'll be sharing as it grows, and later in the summer as it gets more and more beautiful. Bye, Beer Klaus. Thanks for coming. Yeah, so sunflower garden is in the ground. It should start growing any day now. Really excited about it. Excited about the privacy that it will provide and the inspiration. And as I said in the, I don't know, in a video a week or so ago, all of Van Gogh's sunflowers are represented. So all of the varieties of sunflowers that Van Gogh painted are going to be in my garden. Um, Hello, Woman Detecting. So glad you could be here. And Fluid Acid. Didn't see you come in. Stuff I've been reading and researching. I've recently become, I guess, newly appreciative of comic books and comic book art. So I've been trying to read comic books and kind of tap into the world of comics, and it's been really interesting going through old comic books. And I recently picked up Tokyo Ghoul. This is actually the third book I've read, but it's just so beautifully illustrated, and I assume I'll continue to read these. Really kind of picking up in the third book now. I've also picked up a copy of My Favorite Things. My Favorite Thing is Monsters. And this one is really fascinating, really beautiful. It appears to be drawn on notebook paper, and it just has so much detail, cross-hatching, and depth created. And there's color in these. Really fun, really good story. I've only just started this one, but I'm looking forward to getting back into it and reading more, learning more. Yeah, so Tokyo Ghoul, I'm glad to have your opinion on it. I didn't know anything about it. I was in the bookstore. It was kind of one of the featured books. I thought I'd pick up the first book, and it's interesting. I did make the mistake of trying to watch the animated series, which gave me a completely different feel for everything that I'd read. So I think I'll avoid the animated series and just stick with the comic book, because I think I'm enjoying the book more than I had enjoyed the series. Hello, Gabsy. Thanks for coming. I was just talking about Tokyo Ghoul. I'm now on the third book. So yeah, those are some of the things I'm reading, practicing with pen and ink, learning how to simplify my drawing style so that it is in keeping, I guess, with a more comic book style. And it really is kind of reteaching my brain what I already know. So it's easy for me to get really involved in sketching when I sketch for a painting, and then painting is a completely different thing from things like crosshatch or stippling. So it's a new direction, hopefully something that I can get good at, and I'm sure I will stick with it. Let's see, other stuff. Oh, I was going to share my Sinnit game. This is apparently an ancient Egyptian game. I've never seen one out and about for sale, so I thought I would make one, and I'm going to remove the pieces. I'll tell you the story about the pieces shortly. But yeah, this is my Sinnit board that I made. Just an old piece of wood, stained it red, kind of carved in the design, hand painted the little designs that are on the board. And it's a pretty fun game. The pieces were actually purchased separately. I had tried to make some handmade little pieces with air dry clay, and they didn't really work. So I found these in a antique mall, and they look like they're handmade little wooden pieces that will work appropriately for my Senet board game. I was just catching up on some comments. The mangas are definitely better than the anime. Yes, I agree completely. Like I said, in regard to Tokyo Ghoul, I read the comic book. I got through the first 2 books, and I was definitely interested in the world that was created. And like I said, the drawings are just so incredibly beautiful that that really kind of kept me going. And then I watched the first 2 episodes of the animated series, and I found them kind of whiny. So, you know. Yes, Gabsy, the board for the Senet game, it's just an old scrap of wood, old board. I did some sanding on it, rounded off the corners, smoothed the surface, stained, drew on, painted the designs on the board. So yes, I made the board myself based on a design that I found online. I like watching different shows, you know, odd history things where you can learn about ancient board games, I guess. So I can't remember where I learned about Senet, but I think it was some history show about Egyptian board games and pastimes or something. So that was kind of fun. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. It's a fun game. It's actually been a while since I've played, so I'm gonna have to refresh on the rules, but it is a fun game. You kind of, it's 2 players, so you kind of compete to get to, I guess, what would ultimately be heaven on the board game. But you can get sent back spaces, you can get stuck on a couple of the spaces, and it makes it fun and interesting. And you really can't tell until someone's won who is actually going to win, because someone can be really far ahead on the board and then get sent back, so, or get stuck on one of the drawn spaces on the board. Let's see. I think that's about all I've got. I'm glad I got to live stream. Thank you all so much for being here, and stay tuned for more. Hi, Chrissy. I'm just signing off. But thanks for coming. Appreciate you all, and stay tuned for Friday's video. Thanks. Bye.